Hello. This is the Thursday, November 30th version of the working group comms within the environmental sustainability tag. I am your pilot, just kidding, Cara Delia, and I'm a co-chair with the working group comms, and I will get us started here. So just as with any CNCF project, we adhere to the CNCF Code of Conduct, and basically it is to be respectful, kind, and thoughtful to your fellow attendees within the community. And we didn't have a meeting last week, but for American holiday or American Thanksgiving, I will start some notes though for today. We did have some actions from last week or 2 weeks ago. So let me just copy this here. Well, one, this is our new time slot, which is 11 a.m. Eastern, and it is +5 for daylight savings time. So that it should be, is it 5 o'clock UK?
4.
4 o'clock. Oh, okay, yeah, 5. Yeah, that makes sense. Sorry. I'm not mathing today. Um, and if you could just pop your name in as an attendee, that would be lovely. Um, we are, and I do want to welcome you, Claire. I saw that you had, was it that you had attended QCon NA? Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, and and you had some good ideas that you had shared in the mailing list. I'd love to kind of get your maybe some of your initial thoughts so that we can have them captured um, for things that we can work to. We do have some checklists that we need to work on for KubeCon EU. And then we can kind of templatize for NA as well, so we can get organized prior to the events. So any,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, firstly, I saw the keynote speech, and then I saw the update on the technical advisory group. So that was kind of how I found my way. I think what I wrote was being kind of more shouty as such about the events and things in a way where people like myself could find them beforehand. So we obviously were relying on the communication channels to get people to the events when they already know what the environmental sustainability tag is. But I kind of missed the 0 day event where we were chatting with people because I didn't actually know what it was. I don't know a lot about what social media and other options there are out there, but maybe if we can somehow chat with other groups or teams or whoever's running events and see if those kind of things can be advertised in other communication channels so that we reach a wider network, that would probably be really cool. Yeah. Also, I guess
Absolutely.
like keep doing the keynote was like really great, honestly, for myself. So
Um, so with that, I'll scroll up here. We actually have some roles that still need filling, and
mhm.
one of them is events. It wouldn't just be the single person. I don't know if you have any passion or interest in maybe co-leading a subgroup of events within the working group comms.
Yeah, I can definitely take that on now and see where it leads. I guess I need to see what kind of things you guys have in the pipeline already and what you've been doing. I have actually experience with kind of events and stuff. That's one of my other things that I've been doing for the last 5 years is helping to run a conference. So I could definitely help out.
Yes, all of that. Thank you. If you don't mind popping your
Mhm.
in this table your information. Um, so what have we done? I mean, not a lot. And we just finalized the charter for this for the comms working group. Um, so we're really at just the foundation. So um, and all ideas are welcome. And if there's somebody that you know that you've worked with previously that maybe has not already participated in the in just our tag in general, you're more than welcome to bring any partners in crime or fun, partners in fun. We'll go with that. And then actually, since we're there, Christina, you're kind of been taking point on social, so I don't want to put you on the spot, but are you planning on continuing social? Because I know that was something you had mentioned you enjoyed.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind to do that. I just want to ensure that it doesn't feel like I take on everything everywhere.
Yeah.
Just in case, like if everyone's okay with that, I have no problem doing it. Keep doing it. It's like it's worked very well. I have been doing social media for my personal kind of brand, so it's just coming in addition to that. So it's not a big overhead for me. Actually, I started doing less on my social media scheduling for me because I was so kind of doing so much for the tag. That's what I was thinking about, like in terms of social media. I mean, that's quite a good sign, like in a way.
It happens. So
Fun
definitely
observation.
balancing. Definitely
Yeah.
balancing. I know. So when we started the tag a little over a year, well, gosh, almost 2 years ago, yeah, it takes over. So finding your balance is important to both. I say that to both you and anyone watching. But ideally, where I see it is that as we get a little more progressed, ideally we will have like a social doc that we could then we can open it up to anyone in the tag that are helping to populate it, so you're not always having to create new content. It could be something to put on your radar so that that we have information going out there, and it's not something where you're always having to hunt for.
Yeah, this is actually something we've been thinking about a bit as well. Like if we decide on a scheduling tool that can kind of connect to the different social media accounts that we have, we can have a list where we can kind of have this overview of what's been scheduled, so that people can also have access to it and can add to it. And maybe we can not necessarily give access to the social media accounts for everyone, but we give access, for example, for the scheduling tool, so that people can schedule. We still can kind of have some control of it, but people don't need to have access to the tags account itself. So it's kind of this tool that will handle posting the content.
And so we can use the what was the tool we mentioned before?
Buffer?
Yeah, we can start a buffer account, the free buffer
Okay,
account.
Cool. Yeah.
Do we have any kind of like tag branding, social media type help booklet stuff? So when you're making the social media, you have things like pictures and images and things.
Yeah, we have a few artworks in the Google Drive. I can see if I can find the link to that one. I'm not sure if you have access, Claire, but we did quite a few artworks specifically due to the Cloud Native Sustainability Week event. So we have a few versions of our logo, and we have a few like graphics that we could use to like frame some text on the pictures and all that kind of stuff. So you're welcome to check it out, and we would like to get contributions if someone like has the skills to do the design. I guess it would be awesome to have more of those.
Yeah, I think a lot of the things we worked with before are kind of the social media toolkits as such, right? I guess that's kind of what this is. So
yeah, right.
And actually, that's a good point. We should probably, there is a folder within GitHub for our art. So we should get them there as well.
I'm not sure if there is anything there at the moment. I haven't checked it.
Yeah, it's the logos that we decided on.
Okay.
Nothing for Cloud Native Sustainability Week is there, though.
So I added the link to that drive to the designs folder. So
Yeah, I see it.
Can add it to the notes as well, maybe for easier access.
Cool.
I mean, and with events too, you know, if there are any types of branding that you would want to have created, I mean, you have full carte blanche to do that. I mean, obviously it needs to go in front of the community, and then we would need to vote on it, but go through that process.
I really like the artwork we have now. It's very nice. I like the small little cluster CO2 things as well. They're really fun.
So for next steps, the biggest part lies on me. I need to update our website now that the charter has been, sorry, I'm just gonna put this in actions, to to update the website, update GitHub, so that we're on the website and have a place where folks understand what's going on, and just similar to green reviews, and then also, have we gotten the blog approved, Antonio's blog, for how to contribute to the tag?
Getting started blog?
Right.
Yeah. It was published for a day ago or so. So it's available on the website.
Okay. So we also need to create it. We need to kind of distill that down into our contributing doc, and I'll take that as an action as well.
Yeah, I can publish in the beginning of next week. I can publish also on our account about this blog post and the recording of the getting started meeting we had yesterday.
Okay, good. Yeah, my internet dropped during that meeting, so I didn't get to finalize it.
Oh.
We do need to be thinking about kind of the strategy that we have for next year. There is, going back to that checklist, there is a PR that Leo had opened. I'll have to, I have it here somewhere. Yeah, here it is. And I'll pop it into chat. So this might be something, Claire, for you to check out, and then we can all work on getting what we need together for addressing the checklist.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I actually commented on that yesterday. I think what Nikki mentioned in that was some good bullet points and things. So we can definitely grab some stuff together for it.
Okay, that sounds good. So Savita is not able to join until January. She handles our blogs, so I'm glad we were able to get that, how to get involved or get started with the tag out before January. Trying to see what else we had going on here. I think the biggest part is that QCon checklist. I don't know if you saw in Slack that I posted today. And I can anticipate there, this being something that we would leverage. Part of our social is those, the co-created events.
Mhm.
And I think there's quite a number, at least 10 plus. So seeing what's happening in the community, as if anyone is doing anything around that, and then we can add that to our event calendar. And if, because there are so many, even thinking about how we want that represented on the website. It's like, do we just focus on a big event and then have its own web page where it has the smaller events? I mean, really, it's whatever we imagine and want, we can do, for the most, within reason. So that would be something to be thinking with, as well with events. Have you seen the website? I don't want to be misspeaking if you haven't.
I have, yeah.
Okay. So we have some stuff there. The other thing I didn't know is with the Cloud Native Sustainability Week, I'm not trying to sound silly, but was that created by the CNCF or was that created by the TAG?
It was created by the tag, but it's fully backed by CNCF. So we created this initiative, and then CNCF helped us to promote everything. So they shared a lot. They helped us with artworks for the week. They helped to reshare blogs on their CNCF blog and all that type of thing. That's why we call it like CNCF Cloud Native Sustainability Week, because CNCF helped a lot here.
So what I'm wondering is for next year with events, and the reason why I asked that is if it was something that they wanted it specifically that week, or if we could potentially move the date to be associated with Climate Week in New York.
Oh, that's totally
And that,
worth mentioning. I think we didn't have any requirements for the date when it was arranged to this time. We tried to find kind of the week that doesn't fall too close to the different conferences so that people can have focus on this specific event and not on the others, so that they get an opportunity to join and organize and contribute in different ways. That's kind of what we maybe should be cautious about. If we create it at the same time as the other events, then we may not have as many people contributing because they may be contributing to those events instead or attending those. So yeah, something worth discussing, I would say.
yeah, I think we should discuss it because we could do it during Climate Week. The reason why I mention this is because there's so much coverage around those tags that would help to drive attendance. Because so I would say maybe Climate Week or during the COP, which is towards the end of the year. And the thing that's nice about it is that, to your point, it's not right in the conference. I mean, it's kind of right before the conference season or right after the conference season. And that could be something. So September is Climate Week, and typically November, December is the COP. I can see what it is next year, but it might be something that if we did do it at the COP and not Climate Week, that during KubeCon NA, we could use that as a driving point because it would be shortly, following. Just something that can, I think so what I'll do is when we have our meeting, when we have our next big call with the community, I'm thinking about bringing this up as something to consider, because, and hopefully Nancy, that, everyone that was able to support Cloud Native will be able to help again, but with obviously extra people, and so you all don't have to, bear it all yourselves.
Yeah, I think like what we also mentioned during this getting started session yesterday, and what we have also discussed like with Leo and others in the project meeting, I think one of the previous ones as well, that we would like to have a few people that would be like the owners of the more of the global initiative as a whole, like organizers on the global level that could help coordinating it, and at the same time like spread the load, so it's not just a single person
Mhm.
communicating with all the local meetup organizers and others, because we found out that it got to be a lot in the end, the questions that may pop up specifically when we have so many local meetups arranged around the globe. So that's definitely a good idea to have multiple people owning this.
So probably what we should do, is, I'm thinking in the next, or before the holiday, at least have anyone that's interested, maybe we have a KubeCon planning meeting, just as an initial, and then, maybe, in February, we have our initial, and then have a cadence for KubeCon, separate from the working group cons, because I mean, that alone could take up, the entire half hour. But then also we have or maybe we just have a standing events meeting, and then we talk about cloud native sustainability, but I definitely like the idea, because there are those layers. There's that global layer, and then there's that regional layer. And getting that organized. And Claire, you're not doing this alone. I don't want you to think that I'm just dumping this on you. I'm definitely helping with this. So if you're okay, Claire, I'll set up the KubeCon meeting for, and I'll add it to the calendar, open it up to the community to let, people join, and they don't have to be part of working group cons. And then, when we come back in the new year, we'll start talking about, Cloud Native Sustainability Week, because, even if it's at the end of the year, I mean, I'd like to get a good handle on it, because I know it was such a heavy lift for the team that was working on it, and there's even more that could be done if there was more time. Would you say that's fair, Christina?
Yeah, I think that sounds good. Yeah.
Speaking about the meetings in the calendar, are these working group comms meetings meant to be in the TAG calendar? Because I couldn't see them, but I wasn't sure if that was just because they haven't been put on there yet.
In the Google, calendar, or in the, CNCF calendar?
I was looking at them on Talkify. I assume that's pulling in from the Google Calendar.
That is CNCF, and they should be there.
Okay.
Oh, there's an update for, so we have two. We need to, need to share that with the community, or the tag, is the Talkify is through CNCF, and it should still be there, but reading at 8 a.m. Eastern.
I only see the Wednesday events, so I don't know why.
Yeah,
Is the
that's
green
because
reviews there?
they haven't updated the time, Kara, and this is not under the TAG environmental sustainability label, so you will not be able to see it in the TAG ENV section of the CNCF calendar, because
Yep,
it's
that'll be
not
it.
tagged with the proper filter. So that meeting just pops up in the
Normal.
as unrecognized. Like if you go
Yes, I see
without
it now when I
filtering,
take
yeah.
away the filter. Yeah.
So I added the
Oh,
link to
okay.
this Google Calendar in the chat that we have
Thank you.
created to make it easier for people to subscribe to it and easier to change the events, because with the Talkify, it needs to go through the CNCF team and it has a few challenges in it. So
To say the
so we
least,
will
yes.
so we will use this one for like smoother, more
Uh-huh.
agile way to do it.
I'll add this instead to my links.
Okay, we have 1 minute left. Is there anything else that, oh, actually, Christina, can I have that you'll set up the buffer account?
Yes, of course, I can do that. I think we got a new email address for the tag leads that we could connect to accounts like this, so that it's connected to a specific like tag email and not a personal one. So I can fix that.
Perfect. And I will add the KubeCon planning meeting to the Google Calendar, and then I'll also post it in Slack for anyone.
I had one thing which I think I saw discussed was maybe having a separate Slack channel for working group comms. Is that something in the pipeline?
Yeah, I mentioned it to Leo, and I think we're at a place where we do possibly need it. One of the things he was sharing is because we are just getting started, that he wanted to make sure everything was transparent to the tag. So I'll mention it to him again, and we can see about getting that set up. I mean, it's not hard at all.
Yeah,
Cool.
he actually mentioned that in the Slack channel for last week, that we should create a Slack channel for the comms working group. So I think he's on board already. So we just need to get it done.
Nice.
Oh, okay. Well then, yeah.
I think it's
Perfect.
in the leads channel that he
Okay.
mentioned that. So
Okay. Well, we are at time. I hope you both have a good rest of your day. And as always, more to come.
thank you. Likewise, Kara.
Thanks.
Take care.
Bye.